Hello everybody, welcome to my channel.
Luann Scott was a statuesque and sophisticated figure in the worlds of fashion and film, known not only for her design talent but also for her complex personal story. Born Luann Bambrough on April 28, 1964, in Roy, Utah, she was adopted and raised in a conservative Mormon household. Towering at 6 feet 3 inches tall, she stood out from a young age and eventually channeled her height and striking looks into a modeling career that took her from Salt Lake City to Paris and London. Modeling and transitioned to styling in the 1980s, Scott flourished as a high fashion model, working with iconic photographers such as Bourdin and Bruce Weber. But she found greater creative satisfaction behind the scenes. Transitioning into a career as a celebrity stylist, she gained acclaim for her keen eye and elegant, dramatic style. She dressed major stars like Madonna, Nicole Kidman, and Sarah Jessica Parker, and was especially noted for creating refined, feminine silhouettes that celebrated the female form. Fashion design career in 2006, Luann Scott launched her own eponymous fashion label. Her debut collection, Little Black Dress, was met with rave reviews. Known for timeless glamour, her designs were favored by Hollywood elites and featured intricate tailoring, luxurious fabrics, and an emphasis on empowering women through clothing. Her aesthetic was refined, sensual, and discreetly dramatic, modern yet evocative of classic haute couture. Her brand expanded to include handbags, shoes, and a collaboration with Banana Republic in 2013, aiming to bring her luxurious sensibility to a wider audience. Relationship with Mick Jagger. Scott was also widely known for her long-term relationship with Mick Jagger, frontman of the Rolling Stones. The two were together for over a decade, and while she often appeared at his side at high-profile events, Scott maintained a quiet, private dignity. She rarely gave interviews and preferred to let her work speak for itself. Tragic end and legacy. On March 17, 2014, Luann Scott died by suicide in her New York City apartment. She was 49 years old. Her death shocked the fashion world and highlighted the intense pressures of the industry. It later emerged that her fashion business had been under significant financial strain. Though friends and colleagues remembered her as warm, thoughtful, and immensely talented. In the aftermath of her passing, Mick Jagger established the Luann Scott Scholarship at London's Central St. Martin's to support young fashion designers, ensuring that her legacy would continue through the creativity of others. Final thoughts. Luann Scott's life was marked by beauty, brilliance, and grace, but also by the quiet burdens she carried. She was an innovator in fashion who brought elegance and intelligence to everything she touched. Her story remains a poignant reminder of the importance of mental health awareness, especially in high-pressure creative fields. Today, she is remembered as a woman of formidable talent and exquisite taste, whose artistry left a lasting mark on fashion. Luann Scott's life and work were an embodiment of contrasts, the glamour of international fashion paired with a deep-rooted American modesty. The dazzling life of celebrity paired with an intensely private nature. Her legacy continues to fascinate because she was never merely Mick Jagger's girlfriend or just a designer. She was a creative force, a self-made woman, and a perfectionist who crafted beauty with precision and purpose. Early life and ambition. Born Luann Bambrough in 1964 and adopted by a devout Mormon couple, she grew up in the quiet town of Roy, Utah. From a young age, she displayed an interest in fashion and sewing. At just 12 years old, she was already making her own clothes, an early indication of her creative independence and drive. Her extraordinary height made her a curiosity in her community but became a passport to the fashion capitals of the world. After high school, she left Utah behind. first moving to Paris to model for Chanel and Thierry Mugler, and later to Los Angeles and London to pursue styling and design. Her reinvention from Luann to Loren Scott was not just a name change, but a personal and professional transformation. The new name was more than elegant branding, it symbolized her control over her image and career. Style philosophy: Loren Scott's designs were not dictated by trends. Instead, she focused on timeless shapes and structured elegance. She believed in fashion that empowered women, often saying that her mission was to make women feel beautiful, strong, and confident. Her signature pieces included body-skimming sheath dresses, elaborate brocades, and hand-finished details that recalled old-world couture. She resisted the celebrity designer label, even though her clientele included Angelina Jolie, Michelle Obama, and Penelope Cruz. Her preference was always to focus on the craftsmanship, cut, structure, tailoring, rather than the hype. Notable collections and worker collections were usually presented quietly, away from the chaos of traditional fashion weeks. Scott avoided spectacle and instead emphasized the intimacy of design. Some highlights of her career include Little Black Dress Collection, 2006, a debut that was minimalist but powerful. Her clean lines and tailored silhouettes stood out in a time of excessive embellishment. Madame du Barry-inspired collection, 2010, a lush, rococo-inflected line that revealed her love for history and art. Collaboration with Banana Republic, 2013. This project allowed her to translate her high fashion vision into an accessible line for a mass market, with vibrant colors, bold prints, and signature tailoring. Private life and public perception: despite her close proximity to fame, Loren Scott rarely gave interviews. She was known as a deeply private and intellectual woman who read widely, loved opera, and collected rare books. Friends often described her as kind, elegant, and quietly funny, though she was also known to carry the emotional weight of her demanding profession. Her relationship with Mick Jagger began in 2001 and lasted until her death in 2014. They were often seen as opposites, the extroverted rock star and the reserved designer, but they shared a mutual respect and creative curiosity. Jagger's grief after her death was profound, and he described her as his lover and best friend. Posthumous recognition: after her death, tributes poured in from all corners of the fashion world. Anna Wintour, editor of Vogue, called her a brilliant designer, a delightful woman, and an inspiration. In 2015, the Loren Scott Scholarship was launched at Central St. Martin's, one of the world's most prestigious design schools. It supports young students in financial need, continuing her legacy of creativity and elegance. Her final collection, which was completed before her death, was released posthumously and received critical acclaim for its craftsmanship and emotional resonance. Legacy: Loren Scott remains an icon of refined femininity and creative independence. She was a woman who defied the superficial expectations of the fashion industry. Though she faced financial and personal struggles, she never compromised her artistic vision. She continues to inspire a generation of designers who value elegance over noise, quiet strength over spectacle, and authenticity over attention. Her name lives on in every well-cut dress, every carefully stitched seam, and every woman who chooses to dress not just to be seen, but to feel beautiful in her own skin.
Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.